Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It is time for our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 300 and I'm thinking it's 88. 388? And boy, oh boy, do I have technique for you. I mean, I'm looking at my table. There's glitter, there's the Marabou permanent markers, there's the Sizzix Effectz, the flakes, the metal flakes, there's Memento, there's a whole lot of everything sitting on my workspace, and we are going to get to all of it. So being that there is a lot of techniques in this class, you may want to take notes. So I'm going to put my pause face on. That way, if you pause me to go get a piece of paper and pencil, I don't have some weird look on my face or in the middle of a blink. Are you ready? Okay, here's my pause face. Go get your paper and pencil. Don't know which side is better. Is this the side that's better or is this the side that's better? Okay, you're back. Well, we do have a ton of technique to go over and lots to show and lots to share. One of them being a brand new product from Creative Expressions and Sue Wilson. It's not even just a brand new product, it's a brand new concept for them. And I have the first four of what we think is going to be an ongoing type of product. I can't wait to show you. Really, when you see what you can do with it and all the different things that can be done, holy smokes artichokes. Now, I want to tell you it is raining here in sunny California, something that we don't get to say very often, but I am loving the rain. I'm a rainy type of girl. I like the rain, I like the overcast, I like it a little cool and cloudy, and I like to just kind of snuggle up and have a blanket. I used to have a book. I don't have time to read anymore, but that's my favorite. I'm much more a fall kind of girl than a summer kind of girl. So I'm happy for a little bit of rain here in California because come August, September of this year, I'll be telling you it is 114 degrees outside where we live. So a little bit of rain makes my day. Now, I want to update you before we get to Winner Chicken Dinner as to where we are on orders. Please know we are doing our very best to get to try and keep up with 2021 orders in our standard shipping time frame. We are in California. We are, and that means everything is different in California. We are far behind many other states in perhaps reopening. So I just want to make you aware that we are still a very skeleton crew, and we'll be here for a while that way. So we're doing our best to keep up with 2021 and get 2020 out as well, along with your warehouse sale orders. So I know lots of you have been asking where we are in the warehouse sale orders. I want to let you know orders up to and including 209,715, all of those are either being fulfilled, being in line to be fulfilled, in line to be QC'd, or in line to be shipped. They're somewhere in there, and many of you have already received your orders, so thank you for your very kind emails letting us know that you've received them. And if you have an order 209,715 or earlier and you haven't paid for your order, please take care of that invoice. I have already paid for all of that product for you. And I have one nice lady that has 4 invoices that are $150 each invoice and not paid for a single one of them yet. Please. It's been a rough year, a rough 2020 already. Please, you committed to the product. I'm just asking you to you got the stuff for 99 cents and $1.99 and $2.99 and a $30 die for $3.99. Now's the time. So if you're worried, if your order is 209 715 714 713 712, all the way down to the very, very, very beginning, and you have a pay later order and it still shows awaiting payment, just give us a call and we'll take your payment over the phone, and I will be so, so appreciative. I truly will. All right, now time for winner, winner, chicken dinner. And please know, you may be getting all kinds of orders all the time. You may be getting a warehouse sale order, and then you may be getting an order from 2020 and the last of the YouTubes, and then you might be getting an order from 3 weeks ago. They're all jumbled because I have one person working on this type of an order, one person working on that type of an order, and one person working on, the warehouse sale is one person, regular orders, new orders are one person, older orders is one person, and then I have one person shipping this type of an order, one person shipping that type of an order. Really, we are that limited as to how many people we can have here. So we're just gonna keep on pushing through, and hopefully we open and we get back to normal sooner than later. Oh well, one day at a time, right? That's all you can ask for, is one day at a time. I would sing the song, but I'll get in trouble for copyright infringement. But I can hear the one day at a time song in my head, and Bonnie Franklin, I can hear it. And boy, Valerie Bertinelli, didn't she just, she was cute then and she's cute now. I'm a big watcher of the kids baking show, and well, both my husband and I, Mr. SMS, we watch all the baking shows and the cooking shows and all of that stuff. And gosh, Valerie Bertinelli, if you ever see this, you are just as darling as you were then. I really just good genes, woman, good genes. Okay, so I'm gonna get started for today with our winner, winner, chicken dinner. Are you ready? Our first one is Kay. Oh, I know this person, Kay Jemison. Hello, Kay. How are you doing? Is that you? If it is, you're a winner, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations. I am so excited for you. You have a $25 gift card coming your way. Wahoo kachoo. The next person is Michelle. Hello, Michelle. And everybody's like, Michelle? I'm a Michelle. Is it with 2 L's? Is it always with 2 L's? Michelle, but the last name is very distinctive. It is Michelle Cuppy. Hello, Michelle Cuppy. Is that you? If it is, congratulations. You also are a winner, winner, chicken dinner. Good for you. Now, ladies, my back still will not let me move and groove. Maybe one more week. I no longer have the pillows behind me, so I'm doing better that way. I'm sitting up all on my own. So, but we're not gonna tempt fate. We're not gonna tempt fate. So you guys do the rocking and the rolling for me. I'll do the singing and the snapping, and stand up because you won. You must do the winner, winner, chicken dinner dance standing up if you are indeed a winner, winner, chicken dinner. That is only fair. Are you ready? Okay. You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, kachoo. For you. All right, ladies, remember you don't have to do anything to claim your prize, your $25 gift card. With any luck, I've already put it in your account. Go spend it on anything that'll make your heart happy. Anything that'll make your heart happy that we have available online. Congratulations. And if you want a chance to be a winner, winner, chicken dinner, you can. Really, you can. You just have to subscribe, which is this way. There's a little SMS heart right down here. You have to click that to subscribe. Then you have to leave a comment below. That's all you have to do. We'll approve the comment as long as it's kind, polite, respectful. Can even be boring. It can just be, hey, that'll do. Really, just hey. Now all of you are gonna just post, hey. I will approve the comments, and then you go into the running for a winner, winner, chicken dinner. That actually would be funny if all of you, usually there's like 400 or 500 comments, all of you just wrote, hey, hey girl, hey. All right, so we're gonna tilt down. We're gonna get started for today. Again, oodles to be done, and everybody out there who is watching this, you will be able to achieve this. All of you. You just need a die cutting machine. That's the one caveat. But beyond that, you can do all of it. All right, I'm gonna start. We're gonna tilt down, and I will see you in a little bit. Bye. Okay, so let's zoom on in. Zoom, 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 zoom. I know we're not very high-techy here. I am so sorry. It's just me and my Sony Handycam. No overhead lighting or 2 cameras or editing. What you see is what you get. There's no voiceovers. This is a one-take production, people. Okay, isn't that fabulous? Look at this card. Are we loving it? I do. I'm even the zoom in. I remember listening to an interview with Donnie and Marie Osmond, and they were saying how they were known as the one-take Osmonds because their parents were very, I don't want to say strict, but had them practice and practice and practice. So when they were on set, they got there, they did their job, one take. They didn't make the crew wait. So I'm a one-take teacher. All right. So I've got that one for you. So pretty. How about this one? See, Doris, it looks really, really good. There was a whole discussion about the matting for this card, and it moved around a couple times. But Doris, it looks amazing. And I just want to tell you, I was right. Doris has just now turned me off. Doris is SMS girl Doris. And then last but not least, this is phenomenal. This was made by honorary SMS girl Katie. Didn't she do an amazing job? Bless her pea-picking heart. Love it. Great job, Katie. Katie was my one of my high school teachers. I've known Katie a long time. All right, so what are we gonna do today? We're gonna get started. And the first thing I wanna do is show you the product that is by Creative Expressions and Sue Wilson. I'm gonna show you the 4 die stamp dies first, and just in their packaging. Ooh, there we go, just in their packaging so you can see them. That's 1, 2. Now I can tell you that these are kind of hard to get. Why are they kind of hard to get? Well, because we bought them all. I know they were on Hochanda, but that's over in the UK. But here in the States, these are a little hard to find because I went and I bought them all. I loved them that much. So these make up the 4 that are in the collection. It's her first time doing this. It's Creative Expressions' first time doing this. Yes, we'll have an I Want It All bundle, and yes, you can just buy one if you prefer to buy one. But what I like about them, I want to show you the packaging. So this is the insert, and the die comes taped right there. Die comes like that. But what I like about the packaging is when you open it up, oh, look it! Don't you just love that there's samples in there for you? Look at that, is that amazing? I am so happy about that. Looky, you open it up, and there's samples in there for you to get ideas from. I was thrilled. I mean, what a great use of your really Creative Expressions. Not very often I give props for packaging, but when it's due, it's due. You gotta give it up when they put in beautiful samples that you can actually see the whole thing. Well done. Gosh, and they even give you the items that it features. So you gotta give props when props are due, and definitely for Creative Expressions. Now, why are these different than other dies out there? Well, they do cut around the edge. These are not intricate dies. You will not need a precision base plate to use these. You can absolutely use these with your Cuttlebug, with your Big Shot, with your Big Kick, with your Vagabond, with your Big Shot Plus, with your Big Shot Pro, with your vintage Big Shot machine, with your Stampin' Up machine, with a Platinum 6. You name the die cutting machine, you're going to be able to use these with them. What makes them different? Well, oh, I got a little flake in there. Well, they are a die, so they just cut the edge. But if you're looking at them, you're like, well, Stacy, if they just cut the edge, what is all that detail in there for? Doesn't that cut out too? No, it doesn't. Typically on a die, like with my dies, Simply Defined dies, I want all of that detail to be as fine lined as it can. I know my dies are finicky and persnickety, but that's why we came out with the sticky dots so that you could get them down. These dies have all of that detail to them. And you're to use them as a stamp. Now, normally with my dies and with very intricate dies, the lines that are the cut lines that allow everything to fall out are so thin. I mean, we try and keep them as thin as we possibly can. But here, Creative Expressions has made those lines, instead of a cut line or a score line, they're a little fatter, a little wider, so that you can ink it and cut at the same time. Stamp and cut. Hence the reason they're called stamp cuts. Now, if we were showing off a foiling die that would foil and cut, then the lines are much thicker, much wider, so that you get a beautiful foiled image. Can you use this with your Go Press and Foil or your Glimmer machine? Absolutely. The lines are wider than a regular chemically etched die, but not as wide as a typical foiling die. But it will work and you will get beautiful results from it. Now I want to show you how these work, and we're going to start, super simple. We're just going to start by die cutting. Just die cutting, just so you can see. So I've got my piece of paper, got my die. I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. So this is a standard Sizzix Big Shot machine, pretty much the exact same as a standard Sizzix Big Kick machine. We currently have this on bundle where you're going to get the magnetic platform for free. Wahoo Kachoo. The new Sizzix machines now are sold with a base plate and a solo shim. Everything used to be hinged. The shim was hinged to your base plate, and they have stopped doing that. Can you still buy that product if you want it hinged? Yes, you can. It's sold separately. It's like $29.99, and if you want one that's all hinged, you can absolutely buy it. Do you need it? No. They also used to sell this machine with the extended platform, but with short cut plates. I don't understand that either. So they don't do that either. About 90% of your dies that you own are going to fit within the surface of your Sizzix Big Shot machine. And they tell you right on the platforms what you can do with each platform. If you're doing embossing folders, well, you just use this one. If you're doing thin wafer dies, you use the two of them. You would never use this one all by itself. It won't have the height to reach the roller. So now you have only two choices. Are you using them together or are you not? Easy peasy mac and cheesy. So I'm going to cut this one first, and I'm just going to cut it out of white paper just so you see. Now I've got a cut plate, and I know, see how yucky it looks? That's okay, yucky works. These plates come beautifully crystal clear when you buy your machine, and yes, they will eventually turn into yucky cut plates. That just means they're loved. They're loved. But I do use a do not cut plate over the top. You cannot go search for a do not cut plate. It's not sold on Sizzix.com. That's not what they call it. All it is another cut plate that I never actually cut into. I never have any of the little lines anywhere. And this allows me to have one plate that stays completely flat, so it rolls through my machine pretty darn simple. This is not intricate at all, so you don't have to, really, you don't have to go backwards and forwards. I'm going to, just so I don't have to lift my whole platform and bring it around. But there, done. It's as simple as die cutting can get, because you're only cutting the edge. You're only cutting the outline shape of it. Oh. So there it is. And you're like, well, that's kind of boring. Well, it's a white piece of paper. We have to work up to it. You gotta start with A before you get to B. So that's what it does. That's a basic die cut. But doesn't look very exciting. Okay, let's make it look a little more exciting. Let's take some black memento, and hopefully I have enough on this one. You know, I should have seen if I needed to re-ink it. Ooh, look at that, looks bad. I do need to re-ink that one. So I think I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna grab my Stazon, because I may use Stazon later, and we'll just use it now. So I'm just gonna use a Stazon ink. This is an alcohol-based ink, which means it dries faster than any other ink out there. So it used to be the CDPs of ink, the chalk, dye, and pigment. Now it's the ACDPs of ink, alcohol, chalk, dye, and pigment ink. If you know your ABCs, you'll know how fast ink dries. A is the first letter of the alphabet, alcohol. Stands for alcohol, dries the fastest. C is really close to A for chalk ink. Chalk dries the next fastest. D, dye-based ink, that would be like your Mementos and your Stampin' Up and your Tim Holtz. Well, D is really close to C, so dye-based inks dry almost as fast as a chalk-based ink, but not as fast as an alcohol-based ink. A, C, D, alcohol, chalk, dye. Then you get all the way to P for pigment, and P is way down that alphabet. I mean, you gotta go D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. That's a long way to go from A, C, and D to P. That means a pigment ink takes the longest to dry. That's why you generally use it when you're gonna use an embossing tool, because it will stay wet long enough for you to throw embossing powder on it and then heat it. So alcohol dries the fastest. Your Copic markers, your Spectrum Noir, your Stazon, anything that is meant to go on glass or metal or plastic, it is a permanent type ink. Because it evaporates, the alcohol evaporates that fast and dries that quickly. So I'm going to use that with this, even though I had my memento. Unless I can, do I have another memento? I don't know that I do. I'm looking. Look. Oh, but I have a memento re-inker. Is this tuxedo? Look at that. I'm just going to re-ink this one up, and we'll put that one back, because I could use that one, but let's use my memento. Okay. So I got my memento re-inker. Happy day for me. All right, that's good. Give that a second to soak on in. That's the beauty of dewdrops, is that they sell the re-inkers because they also sell the dewdrop size. They sell full-size pads. So mementos come in a full-size pad, a dewdrop pad, a marker, and a re-inker, and they all are the exact same color black. So I like that the little dewdrops are so inexpensive. I want to say they're $2.29, but you can re-ink them for pretty much ever. Okay, that looks like it's pretty well. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Now, I'm not gonna use this like, or ink this up like I would a stamp. Normally, if this was a stamp, I'd go do all over. No, I'm gonna give it a gentle rub. Just a rub. I don't want it too inky, but I need a little bit of ink on there. So a nice gentle rub. And let's see what we get. I didn't press down on it. You are not gonna do that. You're just gonna do a nice gentle little rub. We're trying to kiss the die, not, no bear hugs. All right, let's bring my machine on over. And I've got let's put my paper down. Paper, die, a little off the side, but that's okay. Do not cut plate, and then let's send it on through and see what we get. Forward, backwards. Oh yeah, there we go. I even used just a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. But look at the difference. Plain old paper. So now I stamped at the exact same time I die cut. The exact same time I die cut. Let's do that one more time. So let's get my Memento ink that is all nice and juicy now. Should get my paper cut. Let's go ahead and again, just give it a nice little rub. That's probably very good. It's probably enough. Bring my machine on over. Die down. Do not cut plate on the top, and let's roll it on through. Ooh, something's here. Gosh, it's late for something to be getting here, but oh, you know what? As long as we're open, deliveries are welcome. Okay, so we've cut all the way around the edge. That's why it's a simple die to cut. And now it's cut and stamped at the exact same time. Right? Was that easy? I told you it was easy. But maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, yeah, but that's nice. Now what do I do with it? Well, that's also easy peasy. We can absolutely take our Memento inks, and being that you used a Memento ink to put down on it, you could take your Copic markers or watercolor pencils, because a Memento ink does not move with water. So now how you color it is up to you. But I wanted to do just very simple for you. I just wanted to really be easy. So I'm going to take, well, of course I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow because it's me, Stacy. Hi, nice to meet you. I always start with a little bit of yellow. It just makes my heart happy, and a finger dauber. And I'm just going to kind of move that around. Right over my 3 flowers. I always start with my lightest color, and then I go to my next color, which I'm going to use my Ladybug. Now, why am I not using, let's say, my blender brushes? Because I want to be very specific where I put my color. I'm not doing a background where I want my colors to necessarily blend into each other over the whole thing. I really just want to get the flower. And then I might come back over it with a little yellow again, just to kind of tone it together. Ooh. And then last but least, maybe I add a little green. For my leaves. And just like that, without any skill of coloring it all. I've now colored my flower. Gosh, and then you could take some of that really, the lacquer pen from Hero Arts from last week and go in there and add some detail. But it really does not take much effort at all to color these up. And you go from what was just a straight die cut that really gave you nothing at all to a cut that gives you the shape and now you get the form of everything, to something that is finished that you would want to put onto your pages or layouts or junk journal or cards. And you saw how quick and easy that was. I mean, it was fast. But what if you wanted to take it a little bit further? What's the next thing we can do with it? Well, okay, let's do it. So I'm going to put this off to the side for now. And I'm going to bring over this one right here. And let's see, do I have a piece of paper big enough for it? Ooh, by the hair of my chinny chin chin. So maybe I rotate these. Yeah, maybe I rotate these and I'll do this one going face up so I make sure my paper covers the whole thing. Face down. No, I'll go face down. Okay, I'll keep with what I was doing. All right, so how am I gonna do this one? Well, I've got a much bigger flower, but maybe I don't want it all black. Maybe I don't want to have the black as my outline. Maybe I want to use color. Okay, let's take my memento. And I'm going to go over the entire thing in the yellow. I'm going to do the entire die in the yellow. I always start with my lightest color. Why is that? Well, because if I start with a red or a green, by the time I go to put my yellow on, that red or green or purple or dark blue is going to absorb that yellow color, so you're never going to see it. Now you may not see it that much on here, but what it does is it helps blend. And again, I'm not pressing down like I would to ink a stamp. I'm just gently rubbing over the top because the lines that they have left for you are thick enough to now hold that ink. Okay, now let's do a little bit of red. And let's go in there. And I'm not being overly specific. I'm just kind of getting it in there. Okay, and then, woo, sirens, and then a little bit of green for my leaves. And again, I'm just trying to get it on the die. So you don't have to press hard at all. You just kind of want to hit everything. And then let's see what we get. So I'm going to bring my machine over. I'm going to put my paper down, preferably without fingerprints all over it, and put my die right on top so I can see that it fits my paper. My do not cut plate right over the top and send it on through. And back. And bring it out. So again, I've cut all around the edges. Easy peasy. But now I have inked. I'm hoping that that will zoom in. I have ink. Oh, I I think it did. Did it just zoom in? I've really got to learn to hold things longer until it zooms in. Look at how beautiful is that. And that was quick and fast and simple. Let's do it again. I'll use some different colors. So I'm gonna wash this off. And when I say wash it off, I mean baby wipe. It's a dye-based ink, so that's water soluble. It's gonna come off the dye. If I were to have used a Stazon ink, it would absolutely make my dye look a little black. In fact, we have used this for Stazon, and you can see where it's still a little black. But if it bothered me, which it doesn't, but if it did, I could go in there and certainly mist with some alcohol and scrub my dye trying to get that black out of there. Does it bother me? No. Does it affect the dye? No. Does it affect my die cuts? No. So I'm good. It's what is that word? Seasoned. Just like you season your fine pots and pans. It's a seasoned dye. Let me cut a piece of paper. And let's do this again. And let's use some different colors. Although I always like my yellow. So let's start with my yellow. And I always do my whole thing in yellow. It just gives a nice base coat. And if you happen to miss something with one of the other colors, then you've got a color that works well with cools or warms. Yellows work well with blues and greens, and they work well with reds and oranges. So let's take and let's do blue, and hopefully this blue is blue enough. I think I got enough ink in there. And let's go in, and I'm just gonna hit where the flowers are. That's where the flowers are. And if I get some on my leaves, I get some on my leaves. It's all good, no worries. And then let's do my leaves in green. Oh, I think the postman's here. Get my leaves done. And the little memento has that little point so I can get in there where I see my leaves. You think we're good? All we can do is try. All it is paper. I'm just using paper. So let's put our die down, our paper, ideally without fingerprints. Oh, nope, let's put our paper down. Ooh, I almost cut backwards. Put our paper down. Then our die so I can see what I'm cutting. There we go. I almost cut into my do not cut plate. And let's send it on through. Forward, backwards. And because you're working on paper, you can experiment with different combinations and colors. Ooh. What do we think? They're pretty. They're done. But what if you wanted to color them? Okay. So I've got this one that's already stamped in a colored ink, die cut and stamped at the exact same time. What if I just grabbed my memento and my dauber, and I just lightly went, lightly, just to add a little bit of color. Just to add a little bit of color. Just here and there. Not too much because I'm doing a tone on tone. This is the same color ink that I used to do the stamping with, so I know it's going to match it perfectly. I just want to do a little tone on tone. And then I could add a little bit of yellow, just lightly, to fill in some of the white spaces if I wanted to. And I could add a little bit of green, just lightly, just a dusting of it, just a hint. Just so it's not as white as it was before. But you have options. You want to just do it and be done and move on and get your card made or your layout going? Perfect. Done. You want to add a little something more to it? There was no real coloring involved there. I mean, let's be clear. There was some schmoozing, but no real coloring. You can do this. And they're so, so, so pretty. In black ink, in colored ink, in colored ink and colored. You've got it. But we're not done. What's next on the list? Ooh, how about we take the big one? How about we take the big hydrangea? Love hydrangeas. Some of my most favorite flowers, hydrangeas. They're beautiful. They just make you happy. Hydrangeas and daisies. Now for this, I could ink it up and color it. Sure, I could. Let's get a piece of paper. And let's, I think this time I'm going to ink it with, maybe I'll start with the light lavender. Have no idea what we're going to get. That's what you get when you don't edit. It is what it is. And then maybe I'll hit it with a little bit of pink. Ooh, pink. See, I'm just hitting it. I'm not going over the whole thing. Oh, and then maybe I will throw in a little blue. And then some green for my leaves. Just lightly rubbing it over the top. And then let's see what I get. Could be fabulous. Maybe not. Okay, my die. I got a big enough piece of paper that I don't have, oh, but I don't want to cut backwards, so I'll put my paper down and then my die and then my do not cut plate and send it on through. And back. Let's see what we got. So again, all I cut was the outline. That's why these don't need a precision base plate at all. Easy dies. What do you think? All those colors blended in. Pretty, right? Pretty. Gosh, I wonder what would happen if we took you think we should try? So see all that space? I may be taking this one step too far, but what if I took a little bit of my lavender, since it's so light, and I just put the die back into place, and I hit it with that lavender. Because the die acts like a stencil. So I'm going to put that lavender all around my hydrangea. And get it all in the nooks and crannies of all of that white space. They gave you the opportunity to stencil, so why not? And then maybe I'm going to take a little bit of the pink. Just a little bit of the pink. Oh, I don't know if I should have done the pink or not. Well, it's only paper. If we don't like it, no big deal. It was a little bit of our time and white paper. I'm okay with experimenting when I know I have more white paper. And then how about a little bit of the green? Green. In just the areas for the leaves. All right, so this is where I'm at. I have no idea what it's going to look like yet because I haven't taken it out. But I went ahead and I used my daubers to add a little bit of color where that white paper shows through. Oh, okay, not bad. Just adds a little bit more dimension and a little bit more color. I don't know, is it a yay, is it a nay? The nice thing about it is that it's on white paper. I can come back through. If I say, yep, nope, that wasn't for me, cut myself off a hunk. I'm going to want to use that one. I know hydrangeas are not red and yellow, but I like red and yellow. It makes my heart happy. I'm going to just wipe this one off real quick. And we'll do a red and yellow one really fast before we move on this hydrangea, because I have another technique to show you with the hydrangea. But I like the red and the yellow. Are we dry? So yellow everywhere, even over the leaves. Yellow everywhere, even over the leaves. Red all over my hydrangea. And then I might just hit it with this really dark red. This is it's rhubarb stalk. Just in a few places. And then my green for my leaves. And let's see what we get. And then we're going to move on to the next technique with this hydrangea. If a horse can be a different color in The Wizard of Oz, then a hydrangea can be whatever color. A flower is a flower. Maybe it's a tropical hydrangea. All right, there we go, and back. So can you see how wonderful these new stamp cuts are? Because a typical wafer die, the lines are too thin for you to be able to stamp, to ink them and get the image through. Oh, okay. I like my tropical hydrangea. I like it very much. Pretty, right? It just makes you smile. And it was literally inking it, just smoosh, 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 and then sending it on through. But oh my gosh, I really am very happy with this one. Maybe we'll make something with it. Well, not me, not today. We've got a lot to do. So let's move on to the next technique. Because it doesn't involve ink at all. Again, this is only doable because the lines left for you are thicker than they're thicker than a crease line. They're thicker than a cut line. So let's take and let's ink this up with my Essentials glue pad. What is this? If you don't own this, you really need this. People have bought this and they've let it sit in their, it's sold like this, comes like this, and they've let it sit in their crafty arsenal for years, never knowing what to do with it. I have so many classes on how to use this. It is like a go-to for me. Now, what you need to know is when you open it up, it has this little tray. You want to keep that little tray because that keeps it all nice and airtight when you're done using it. The pad is going to come completely dry. There'll be nothing on your pad at all. This is not a re-inker. This is not like my Memento re-inker. No, this is the actual glue that you use at the time you're doing your project. So you only put enough on this little pad for the project you're doing. I put a little, I don't even know if you can see it, I put a little Z on there. I'm not gonna get this and then put all of my glue on there and come back a month and a half later thinking that it's gonna be perfect. It's not, you're gonna be very disappointed. Then I give a little, just a little smoosh, and I add it to my die. So, put it off to my side. Let's get my piece of paper. And I'm going to do 2 of these. Maybe I'll even do one on black paper. And nope. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's how I'm gonna continue to cut. Face down so I can see. All right, got it right there. Put my do not cut pad right over the top and send it on through. So 1, 2. And let's pull it out. And you will see the impression. And what's on there is a little bit of glue. I'm gonna do it again. I think I'm gonna do it in black paper. So I don't have enough glue on here to go again. I need to add some glue, but I do have enough glue here from what I started with. So I'm just gonna put some more right on there. And over time, your glue pad will get yucky and you'll get glitter on it and embossing powder on it. It's fine. And over time, it will build up so it always has a little glue on it. Let's bring my machine over. Let's lay it down and run it through. And back. Not that you have to go back because it was cut the first time I was through. And cut the back out great. Now you can really get a feel for where the glue is. And I think I'm going to do it one more time. The trick with this, with the Essentials glue pad, is that you have to let it go tacky. It's considered a two-way glue. Let's grab a piece of black paper, which means that if you put something on top of it right away after you have put the glue down, it's going to glue it so you can't pull it apart. But that's not what I want it to do. I want it to hold. We're going to see if it's going to hold the foil or the flakes. I don't know. That's why I'm doing a third one, because I'm not sure if it will or not. We're going to try and we'll see what happens. I think I probably still have enough glue. Oh, but I can tell it's starting to dry up a little. So I may have to add a little bit more. I'm going to give it a whirl and see what we get. The worst that happens is that it holds the flakes, but I don't get a really great image. But better you see me do it than do it yourself. That way you can see, oh, yep, she needed a little bit more glue. Or not. Time will tell. So the Essentials glue pad has to go tacky. If it doesn't go tacky, you can't put on the glitter and the flakes like I'm going to try and do. If you put it on too soon, what happens is when it does completely dry, the flakes and the glitter wipe right off. It has to get a certain tackiness to hold everything. And you can walk away from it for 5 minutes, 25 minutes. The point is, a little bit longer wait time is better than doing it too soon. So I've now done 3 of them, and chances are the white one that I started with should be pretty much good to go. We're going to try. I can see the impression, but we're going to try and see if I have enough stick on there. All right. So first one first, I have the white one. The glue is water soluble, so a baby wipe is all you need to clean it. Ugh. Do you ever have to replace the pad? I don't. I don't ever replace this. I just use it in as yucky and as much stuff clings to it. I frankly don't care. But when I'm out of the glue, you just buy the re-inker. Can you use this with a duo glue from ThermoWeb? That's a little thick. You can. It's a little harder to do because it's so thick. This is just the perfect consistency, and this is what it's actually meant to do. So now I'm going to take some of my glitter from Creative Expressions. And these are Sparkle Shakers. This is a microfine glitter. Microfine glitter has gotten harder and harder to locate. So Creative Expressions still sells it. I like the little bottles because they have this little top on it with a little shaker in it. I like that a lot, and then you can close it up. It doesn't make a mess. This is glittering without getting it everywhere, and that is my kind of glittering. I'm going to start with a little bit of my blue, and when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. You don't want to do this with your ceiling fan on. Okay, that's really all I'm going to put to start. Then let's add some pink. Now by going ahead and using the glitter together, by layering the color on, I'm going to have a mishmash of glitter. My goal is to have such a little amount of glitter left by the time I'm done that there's nothing to even save. And my dark blue. And maybe just a hair bit, maybe. I don't know, maybe this pink. So you can imagine if I'm using just a waft of glitter, how long these glitter shakers last. Okay, and then some green for my leaves. And again, I haven't gotten glitter everywhere. It's not all over my table, it's not all over my hands. What I want you to see, I'm going to give it a second to make sure I'm in focus, is when I take my finger and I gently rub over the top of it, where that glue is, the glitter is holding. Where the glue is, that glitter is holding. And if there's no glue there, the glitter's got nothing to hold on to. Did you see how easy that was? And again, I don't have glitter everywhere. And if it's still kind of tacky, I can come back and look at, I added a whole bunch right there. And I can move that around, and any place where there's still a little bit of glue, it's going to hold. Once I've got my first coat down, then I can come back and kind of feel where that glue is still kind of tacky. And then take my little inexpensive makeup brush. This is an e.l.f. brush from Walmart. Now I think they charge $2 for them. When I started buying them, they were $1. And just like that, instead of using, it's glitter, it is, and it's pretty, and it's got a beautiful sheen to it, but because the glitter is so fine, it is so microfine, which means it's finer than an ultra-fine glitter, it holds all those little cracks and crevices and gets all that detail work done. And all I did was kind of smoosh it. And then when it's dry, it's dry. This is glitter without getting a mess. And okay, hello, got a little bit here. All right, there's my mess. That's all the leftover glitter that I have. I got a glitter cleanup cloth. Come in, pick it up, and boom. But the point is, when you're sending this out or you're putting it in your scrapbook layouts or your junk journal, it's not gonna flake off. It's not gonna make a mess over everything. It is glitter without the fuss and the muss and the bam glitter. It's bam glitter. So now we have this one in the black. And what if I worked with the silver and the pink on the black? I have no idea what we're gonna get. All I can do is drizzle it on. And see what we get. And I don't want to do one color and then go over it and another color and then go over it. If you do that, that first color is going to hit all of those places that have glue and you'll never get a second color on it. You need to let those colors kind of blend and mix. And it's been sitting for a while. What if I threw just a little bit of this goldy into it? All right, we're just gonna try. See what happens. Then I take my finger and I lightly rub. I move all that glitter all over. And I lightly rub. And the image comes to life. Oh, that came out really really pretty. But I can tell, see, down there, it feels like it needs more glitter. It feels like there's still glue there that hasn't been covered up. So I just grab my good. No fuss, no muss. I don't know. I made a, let's see, did I do? Where's my earlier one? I don't know. They're both beautiful. Look at that. And if you, oh, I still have this one. So I'm going to hold this one for a little bit longer and see what happens. I'm going to do one more in just the white. And I'm going to go super heavy on the glitter. Okay, so I already know I don't have, let me put some of these away. Or at least put my lids on. I like that they have the little lid thingy. That way I don't make too much of a mess. Ooh, maybe I use this one, and this one. Let's try it in the green. So I already know I don't have enough glue on my Essentials glue pad. I know that. I've already done 3 of them. I need to add some more glue. A little bit of a Z. And that should be enough to get me going. And then I just add my glue all over my die. Should be more than enough. Put my little plasticky lid back on and close it up and move it off to my side. Let's bring my machine on over. Put my paper down, my die down, and let's send it on through. And back. Oh, I got some flake in there. There we go. All right, now let's say you're impatient and you want to do this right away. What do you have to do? You either have to waft it a little bit or blow on it. Don't take your heat tool and heat it. That's too much heat. But if we waft it for a few seconds, or, can you hear me? Kind of give it some help to dry, to get tacky. It's the time in life where, oh, I got too much in there. Time in life where you don't mind being tacky. All right, you think it's worth trying? All we can do, give it a whirl, see what happens. And I want to go heavy with my, I'm going to start with this. And kind of give it a good shake. And then this one, even in giving it a good shake, you have more glitter than you know what to do with for a really long time. And then my green. So I'm going to have leftover glitter on this one without question, but I don't mind. Let's see if I'm too soon. See, it looks like a hot mess. so pretty. Actually, I didn't have all that much glitter left over at all. Let's get my brush. Kind of move it all around, make sure that I've got all of it, all the places that needed it hit. Oh, see, that's just beautiful. It's, yes, I used what looked like a lot of glitter, but when it's done, it's soft and it's subtle and it's so effective. And it just winks at you. It sparkles and says, oh, look at me, without being obtrusive, over the top, too much. So if you are not a glitter person because it's just too glittery, you are going to love this glitter because it isn't too glittery. It just kind of winks, and that all has to do with how fine it is. The finer the glitter, the softer it looks. And that would make sense, obviously, if you're using a glitter that you would find in an elementary school. Ooh, I gotta wash my hands. Usually that's a really chunky glitter, and so that has a much higher reflective property. The pieces are bigger, they're gonna reflect the light bigger. But when you get down to a microfine glitter, it's so fine that it holds the detail and still gives you the sparkle. Without being too over the top. So, what have we done so far? Well, we started with just plain white paper, and then we added some Memento ink, and then we added some color with our daubers, but then we decided to try to do them with just colored ink to give that beautiful look. Where's my blue one? Oh, here's my blue one. Love my blue one. But then we thought, well, what if we color on top of the colored ink? And using the same color ink that you used to do your stamp when you die cut, because you're stamping and die cutting at the exact same time, gives you that perfect tone on tone. And then we decided to try it with our big Hydrangea, which came out beautiful. And then we decided to play with our Hydrangea and our glitters. Totally different. But we're not done yet. We have another thing to do. I know, right? Okay, so before I get there, I'm gonna try on that black one while I've got it right here. So this is the one I did earlier. It's been sitting there going tacky. What if I tried, and I don't know if this is gonna work, I don't know if it's gonna be strong enough, the glue's gonna be strong enough to hold it, but what if I took my Sizzix Flakes? Remember, these are at a rock star price, and I mean a rock star price. A tub normally this size would sell for anywhere from $7.99 to $9.99 from a lot of different manufacturers, some who we carry. Ellison Sizzix has brought them out at $2.99 each. You could get 3 for less than the price of 1, and then we'll have them on a YouTube Yummy. I need to let you know, we have less than 200 of every one of them. There's the I Want It All bundle, and we have less than 200 of the I Want It All bundle, and then in open stock we just have a handful of each color because they are at such, it's like $7.19 for all 3 of them, as opposed to $9, which would be, no, $9.99, which would be $3. $9 would be the regular price, but gosh, even Sizzix doesn't have them online. I don't know that they ever got them online. Oh, I got a gold one in here. No, I don't want my gold one. I'm gonna try with the silver. And, oh, no. I don't know, maybe the rose, oh, I'm so indecisive, right? You would think that I would have these all planned out and know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I just don't. You just never know until I know. What if I took the rose gold in my flakes, and I just put some of the flakes around, Because remember, I don't have a lot of glue down there for it to hold. And then I took my sponge brush, which again, if you wanted to use, you could go get your inexpensive foam paint brushes. They're more flat. Just take them off the handle and use them like a scrub brush. I don't know, because I'm rubbing. It wants to. I'm just gonna rub those in. Maybe oh, no, I don't think it's got enough glue on it. Let's throw some silver down. I don't think it's got enough glue, is my feeling. I wonder if I did it again and had re-glued up my ink pad, if it would then have enough glue to hold. Yeah, I don't think it's got enough glue. It's thinking about it. It's saying, oh, I'd like to do that for you, but just not quite there yet. Meh. Not so much. I think because when I move this around, it moves the glue with it. Even though it was tacky, I'm thinking it's pushing the glue around. Well, if I have time, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do that again. I guess time is irrelevant because I go as long as the YouTube goes. So maybe I will come back and do that again. All right. But I do want to use the flakes. How are we going to use them? I'm going to use some Stacey tape. Put some Stacey tape right down on my paper. And it doesn't matter what color paper you use. You can use a yucky pattern paper. That'll work great. Go ahead and get yourself out some yucky paper that you have from time gone by that you just can't bring yourself, or scraps. Your scrap paper that's too big to throw away, but not big enough to really do anything with. This is your opportunity, because when you add those flakes, it doesn't matter what's underneath. All right, so what color do we want to do? How about we do gold? We'll do gold. I'm going to take off my liner. So this is Stacey tape. This is a 2.5 inch roll of Stacey tape. This is, I guess these are probably either 3/8 or bigger than 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch. So Stacey tape comes from 6 inches wide all the way down to 1/8 of an inch. And it is a super strong, long-lasting, double-sided tape that will hold metal, plastic, beads, sequins, glitter, paper, fabric, just about anything. My tape is a little bit longer and a little bit stronger than most of the double-sided adhesives out there. And you need to know that while the Dollar Tree is a fun place to shop for stickers and things like that, your adhesive, at least your double-sided tape, you want to stick with companies you know. And that doesn't have to be my tape. Elizabeth Crafts makes a great tape. Scorpal makes Sukwang, which is the tape we used to sell. It says Sukwang, Sukwang, Sukwang in blue all along the liner. Those are all wonderful tapes that are going to adhere your projects together and not fall apart over time. They're not going to come to a place where it cracks or it yellows. You want to be sure of that when you're crafting. Oh, and look I got my fingerprint in it. Wouldn't you know? All right, I'm going to take some of my gold flakes. Love the little lid that it comes with. Again, just like the glitter, you do not want to have your ceiling fan on. You don't want to have anything blowing, the wind open. And if you're going to sneeze, sneeze in the other direction. This is so light and so delicate that it will just, it moves at the breath. If I laugh, this is gonna go crazy. Also know that this is compressed in. So if you take this all out and put it into another tub, the chances of you getting it back into this one is slim and none because it will aerate. And so they've got it kind of compressed in for volume. And as you use it, it kind of seems, you wonder, how is it growing? But it's because it's aerating. You're like, boy, I ended up with more than I started with. Well, that's because you don't really understand how much is in there. Okay, now I'm going to take my gold spouncer and kind of move it around. Trying to keep my flakes because, again, I don't want a big old mess. And any place I can feel that it feels a little tacky, I can certainly turn this over and press it into my craft mat to pick up any more. And if you need to, you can add some more. It doesn't take much though. This is like the glitter. This pot's gonna last you quite some time. I probably have too much there. But I don't like a big mess and I don't want it absolutely everywhere. Yeah, see, I had too much. Didn't need all of that. Look at that. Can I get that on there? Maybe I can get that on there and it'll stick. And on there. Feels a little tacky. Oh yeah, good. Okay, so I didn't waste it. All right, again, not a big mess to clean at all. But I do have a beautiful piece of foiled paper, leafed paper, gold leafed paper. Now what do I do with it? Well, now it's up to me. I'm going to grab another one of my, I think I'm going to grab this one. Another one of my Sue Wilson StampCuts. And I'm going to put it on top. And I'm going to die cut out. Ready? Let's bring my machine on over. Put it right down. Do not cut plate. Send it on through. Now for this, I would recommend, even though it's a simple cut and it's just doing the outline, I still would recommend you go forward and backwards because now we're asking it to go through not just the paper, but adhesive and the flakes. So we've made it a little thicker. Still does not need an intricate base plate. Cut just fine. And let's pop it out. So now I've got it with the, can you see all the detail? Now if I wanted, I'm going to do one more. Let's take another piece of Stacy tape. I should have made it long enough to do two. Just in case I decide to do an extra one. And I'm going to do them all in gold so we go apples to apples to apples. Cut that little piece off the back. There we go. And bring over my gold. And take off my liner. And I'm just going to foil the whole thing. just in case I decide I want to do 2. And let's put, so, sorry, no magic of TV here where you put it into the oven and, you know, you put the pot pie together and it's all ready to go into the oven, and you open the oven and lo and behold, you pull out one that's beautifully done. Nope, here we do it all as we're crafting. That way you see what works and what doesn't work. Let's see, that looks like more than enough, but could be wrong. All I can do is kind of move it into place, kind of press it on down. And start moving it around. And look at how little waste there is. Now, if I wanted to go a little bit heavier down here, I can feel it's a little sticky. I could go ahead and put some more down there and kind of press it into place. And then move it around. But I think I'm going to be good and hardly any mess. And I'm going to cut that at least one more time. So for your $7.19, if you got the I Want It All, can you imagine how far these are going to go for you? And my understanding is that Sizzix will not have them back in stock until sometime April. Wahahaha. That means you're going to get them and nobody else gets them. It makes my heart just a wee bit happy. Oh yeah, I did plenty to get to. Put that just in case. Put that there, and I'm going to cut one more. So right now I've got that one done, just in the gold. I'm going to bring this one over. Now this is all about what kind of crafter are you? Are you a vintagey, grungy kind of crafter? Are you a I like pretty kind of crafter? Are you an experimental kind of crafter? Are you all of those things and more? Because using the flakes really gives you the opportunity to play. The inks and the glitters are very pretty. The foil gives you an opportunity to grow and expand and reach in your crafting decisions in ways you haven't reached before. Opportunities to try things that maybe you were not sure of. But gosh, when you're spending, when the flakes are so inexpensive, even if you just get one color for, I don't know, $2.99, so that's 30 cents, and that's 60 cents, so that would be $2.40. Is that right? And let's pull it out. So now I've got 3 identical die cuts. That way we go apples to apples to apples and not apples to oranges. I could take my Stazon, not my Memento, my Stazon. Why do I need Stazon? This is now a non-porous type material. Flakes are metallic. They're not a paper. It's a metal. And so a dye-based ink is going to sit on top of this and not kind of wipe in. I want something that's going to dry very, 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 very fast. What's the fastest type of ink out there? Well, if you know your ABCs, you will remember your ACDPs. ACDPs. Alcohol, chalk, dye, pigment. ACDP, alcohol, chalk, dye, pigment. Yes, if you know your ABCs, you'll remember that. Alcohol dries the fastest. It's the first letter of the alphabet. What if you are kind of a Tim Holtzy, grungy, kind of distressed out, not stressed out, de-stressed out type of crafter? And you want to go in there and you want to add, now you could have used your chai or your ganache. Just to age these a little bit. So I think that chai or the ganache, the browns would look beautiful, but a totally different look. Or what if you wanted to go in and take your alcohol type markers, your permanent markers. I hear somebody outside. We're closed. Everybody's gone home for the day, so I'm not sure who's out there. But what if you took your Marabou markers? These are a Bic or a Sharpie marker kicked up to the next level. They are your markers that you can write on your glass or your metal or your plastic, but you can also write on paper with. They have, where they're a little different than your, I don't know if it's this one or that one that I want. I'll take both of them. Where they're a little different than your Bic or your Sharpies, which are perfectly fine to do this technique with. These give you your fine tip, your extra fine tip, and your fine tip, which is really, really, really nice. So now I've got one there, I've got one there, and that alcohol, because it's a Stazon, it dries on here. Not on my fingers, but on the, what if I wanted to go in and color these? Ooh, I wonder if I should get the black off my hands. So when I schmooze, I don't schmooze black. Let's see, let me see if I can get some of the black off my hands. A little bit of hand sanitizer. Get some of the black off my fingers. All right, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Let's take the red. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to kind of color right on top and just kind of smoosh it out. I see where my flower is because all that detail is there for me to see. And I just want to smoosh and move it around. Now, why am I not taking a red Stazon to do this? Because I only want to get this flower. I don't want to do the whole thing. I want to get just this flower and add a little bit of red to it. And smoosh. See, red on my finger. You're going to have to be okay with that. Then let's take, how about orange? And let's do the flower that's next to it. So that's going to go here and here, and same thing, just kind of smoosh it together. You're doing your own blending with your fingers. No blending tool required. You got the best blending tool right there. Make sure I'm getting my flower. So no real coloring required. That's my kind of coloring when I don't have to really think about it too hard. And I can smoosh into each other. And then maybe a little bit of yellow? No. How about a little bit of brown in the middle? Let's grab a brown. And maybe a little bit of brown. Just drawing right in the middle. And then taking my finger and smudging. You could do these for the kids and they could go in there. Their fingers will be dirty for a little while, but then go in and you can take it right off with hand sanitizer. But finger painting without making a mess. And now I can go in and let's add a little more red to some of my other flowers. Let's see. I'll do this one here. And a smudge. And that flower just comes to life. And maybe I'll do this one over here. And a little bit of a smudge. Just so you see it. And maybe I'll do an orange one on this side. How about this one in orange? So I'm getting all my flowers colored in. And then a little bit of green. And I forget which is the green that I like. Nope, that's not it. See, I can laugh now. All the flakes are put away. I can laugh now, and let's get some of these leaves in green. All the leaves coming off the sides, and just a little bit of a smudge. It's the smudge that makes it work, because then you can still see the beautiful gold coming through the bottom of it. Gosh, I think I'm going to add one more. I'm going to do this flower right here. Maybe a little bit of yellow mixed in there. So now I've colored it. I've kept the gold look to it, the tone of it. The base has got that beautiful metallic underneath it. But I've toned down the gold. And honestly, once you get coloring, it doesn't take very long, and you just smudge. And I could fill in any place I wanted that green to go so it looks like leaves. Fill it all in. So then it looks like I've got leaves going on. And it's so pretty. I mean, you can color as much or as little as you want. You could have just accented it. But it takes it, you can leave it just as is and have this beautiful gold looking embellishment. You can grunge it up. What if I added a little bit of my brown? Just to distress it a little bit more. Just to smudge it a little more. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just going in here with some of this brown. Tone down the black a little bit, tone up the gold a little bit. Gosh, and then what if I went, okay, there's always the risk that I'm going to go too far. There's always the risk that I'm going to take it come out. One step too far. I put my pin in without putting the cap on. What if I took, I don't know, the blue, the green, the teal? What if I took some teal to it? So right now I've added some brown and some black because I really want it kind of distressed and vintagey and aged. I don't want that side. I want this side. Oh, I don't think that's going to be dark enough. And I add some green to it. And almost give it a patina look. So are you more grungy, more you want that metal effect without having the actual metal, without having to buy the metal in pieces? No problem. Go in with your permanent markers, whether they be Bics or Sharpies, and just schmooze. I could do this, I know, all day long. You're like, no, you really can't, Stacy. I have to go and watch, gosh, I don't even know if you can watch a baseball game for a kids' little league in California. No can do. But maybe in the state you're in, you're a little more open than we are. Gosh, man. I could do that all day. See, I love that. But I love this. But I love this. That's why I wanted to do them all in gold. So you can see apples to apples to apples, all done with those flakes. And I suppose I could even, should we dare? Do we dare try? Oh, it's getting late. What if I took just a little bit of hand sanitizer on my paper towel? Just a little bit. And what if I brought out just a little bit of that gold back? Because hand sanitizer is going to wipe it off. I love it. You have options, oodles and oodles of options, because Sue Wilson's dies put the design element into it for you and lets you cut and stamp and glitter and everything that you would love to do, and it's almost in one fell swoop. You don't have to die cut and then line your stamp up to make sure it's right, or vice versa. You send it through and poof, done. These are very, very cool, but I have to say I am in love. I'm in love with it. I don't know if it comes through on the camera or not because I can't see what you're seeing, but oh my gosh, that makes my heart happy. Wow. But oh my gosh, that makes my heart happy. Wow. So pretty. And like I said, anybody can do this, and it's foolproof every time because you're inking at the same time you're die cutting. I did this one earlier and I backed it in black just so it had a slight shadow to it. You have oodles and oodles of options. It's really up to you where you take it. You want to just keep it simple, simple? Keep it simple, simple. That's what we started with. Do you remember? All those hours ago, that's where we started. And then progressively added and did more. All right, you guys. I hope that I have shown you something that is holy smokes artichokes for you today. And if not, well, that's okay too, because I am Claire. You have to make something with this, Claire. This is you, right? So I have had a wonderful time. So I'm going to show you what's on sale for our YouTube Yummies. Remember, we're doing our very best to ship within our standard shipping time frame. All 2021 orders. Some days we're doing great and some days we're falling behind, but then we seem to catch up, but it's just a one day at a time type of thing. So let me show you what's on sale. Okay, so there's only 4 in the collection. And again, they're kind of hard to come by because, well, I kind of locked them up. I wanted them, I had to have them, so I bought them. I'm hoping you love them as much as I love them. And there is the I Want It All collection, or you can just buy the one that makes your heart happy. Remember that inside is the lovely samples for you to look at. And then of course you have this YouTube to always refer back to. And they don't just die cut, they don't just stamp, they stamp cut at the same time. Whoosh, love that. Then we have what is left of the Sizzix Flakes. There are Sizzix Effectz Flakes. I want to tell you, when you receive them, chances are the lids are going to be dented. I guess to get them to you for $2.99 less 20%, the lids are a little thin. You can live with a dented lid. Even if you're giving it as a gift, put a sticker over the top with a happy face on it. That's what I would have told Sizzix to do, was put a sticker over the top with their logo and nobody would ever know that the lid is dented. But hey, that's me. Anyway, we've got the 3 colors. We are limited. And if you haven't already got them, my gosh, if that's the only thing you get, this is a wonderful value. Wonderful value. I've got the Essentials glue pad for you today. That's what we use to do the pretty glitter. And imagine you taking it with a stamp and inking up or gluing up your stamp and then doing it. We've done that oodles of times. I have got there's more than this. I've got a ton. I think there's 18 colors of the Creative Expressions, and it is their sparkle shakers and microfine glitter that's going to last you a tremendously long time at an affordable price. I have to tell you, it is far less than almost everybody else's microfine glitter. I've seen pots smaller than this going for $6.50. Oh no, give it up to Creative Expressions for keeping it affordable. Bless your pea pickin' heart, really. Appreciated it, because I've seen pots $6.50 and more for less of your microfine glitter. And then we also have the Marabou markers for you. Again, you can do it with a Sharpie or a Bic. These are just better pigmented inks with dual side, and they're on a 20%, so you're getting 24. They're about $1 a pin. I think it's about $1 a pin when they're on sale. And gosh, that's a really good value to get a better quality product. This is a fine art quality product versus your office grade product, which would be your Bics and Sharpies. But hey, if that's where your budget is, go get your Bics and Sharpies and play away. Absolutely. I am not putting the mementos on sale this week. Why? Because I am hoarding them. I am ordering as many as I can because we're going to use them next week. So all the memento colors will be on sale next week, okay? All right, now let's talk samples, shall we? First off, I want to let you know I have 4 layouts today. I know, right? Wahoo kachoo. Let me bring the samples over. Okay, this one was done. I did the main part. This was done with the silver flakes, a little bit of blue ink. Well, what do you think? Pretty, right? So there's the hydrangea. How about, I think that might be unicorn ink on black for a slimline card. Here we have a just because done in the glitter. And the tag that I already showed you, done with the flowers that have been colored. And look at this darling bookmark. Is that the cutest thing ever? With the books, is that not just so stinking cute? And the flowers at top. This was done by honorary SMS girl Katie. Thank you very much. And then we've done some watercoloring for you, where we've stamped or cut and stamp, and then we've watercolored on top of it. Once you've transferred the image through your die cutting machine, how you finish it is really up to you. Here, these we just left white with the yellow. We just left white with the yellow. Aren't they darling? See, that's a happy card. Whoever gets that's going to smile. They can't help but smile. It's yellow. Okay, I'm told to open this one up. Okay. So we've got just in the white. And then we open up and get well soon. And here we've used, oh, that's glitter. Glitter and watercolor. And get well soon with just a little bit of the glitter flower. Beautiful little accent. May your happiness exceed your expectations. All done in the glitter. Sending hugs. Ooh. Okay, let me get a few more. Love you, I showed in the beginning. Done in the glitter. And get well soon, I showed in the beginning. And just inked. Just inked. That's all we did was ink it on white paper. And another bookmark. How cute is this? And you've got the flowers and the glitter coming down. What an easy, thoughtful gift for somebody. And hello. Bring over the next batch. And just because in slimline. And look at the love card with the flowers at the top and the bottom. And then we have Sending Hugs. And Happy Birthday. Just inked. All we had to do was ink that and put it on. Ooh, this is with the opulent mystical paper. Lovely. Oh, and the opulent, I bet that's the charcoal. Love this. Well done. And it's just inked. No glitter on this one. Well, why do you need it? You got the opulent in the background, the opulent mystical. Beautiful. Oh, look at this slim line. Oh, the red speaks to me. Oh, and then look at this darling tag. Oh, what did she do? She's got it beautiful. Look at how beautiful it is with all the colors ombreing down, and then just the little flower done in a little bit of glitter just for a little, look at the little shine to it, a little sparkle, a little shine. Is that not a cute tag? Just because. And this is from the Find It Slimline collection. Am I supposed to, I'm supposed to open this one. Oh, congrats. And then I have one more. Oh, and she used some of the leftover pieces from the Spellbinders color block slice die. And a happy birthday. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to zoom back a little bit. Get my tummy out of the way. And we've got several layouts for you. So all the flowers are the Sue Wilson dies. Isn't that a cute layout? So you've got the flowers going down on the diagonal, the flower here, and it's yellow. And then here, look at how beautiful is this. Again, on your layouts, these are not just for card making. Nothing we do is just for card makers. You take from it what works for your aesthetic, your craft. Are you more a junk journal guy? Are you more a scrapbook girl? What is it that you do? And then you take these different elements and work them into your projects. Look at this one. This is beautiful. So again, you've got the flower. Oh, and Claire, so this must be the correct pronunciation, or the pronunciation for the flowers. And then you've got field poppy, common poppy. I can't read them upside down, but she's also listed what the poppies are also known as. Look at how pretty those go together, and just stamped and inked in a little bit of watercolor. And then last but not least, Hello Spring. Look at those hydrangeas, look at that. These are not just for card makers. Beautiful, right? All right, you guys, I'm gonna tilt up. I'm gonna tilt on back because it's a lot of Stacy. When you all say, yeah, I'm watching you on my 65-inch TV, I go, ah! But okay. I'm like, huh, maybe I need to get a little there. Oh, well, it is what it is. If I'm not going to dye my hair, I'm not doing that. That is for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, I hope, again, that you learned something new, that you saw a product that you haven't seen before, that you love the Sue Wilson StampCuts as much as I do, and that you see how versatile and useful they can be in all genres of paper crafting. So it's all in a YouTube Yummy sale for you. Head on over to our website and look under the YouTube Yummies category, and I will see you, well, okay, so if you want the mementos right now, go to your local independent retailer. Shop them first. Go there. I don't know that you can get the Sizzix is probably not at your local independent retailer. The mementos, definitely. Stazon, definitely. You may even be able to find microfine glitter at your local independent retailer. Shop them first. We love you as a customer. We do. I cherish and value every single person who shops with us, and I appreciate them. But I also appreciate other independent mom and pop shops who are doing their best to keep their doors open. And it's not just about me. It's about us. And so spread a little money here and a little money there. Now, I'm not talking about the big box stores, but if that's all you've got, then go shop there too, by all means. There's something for everybody at every store. We all do things a little differently. So, and then what you can't find, then come and shop online. I guess I'm not talking about the big Amazon.com. Probably not. I think he's got enough money. Anyway, you guys have a super weekend. I will see you next week when our mementos will be on sale. Have a good one, everybody. It's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye.